Well, after the disappointment of Airplane, I still wanted to watch a movie from the book that I had never seen. So I saw that my sister had Breakfast at Tiffany's, and that is the second movie that I watched this week. Breakfast at Tiffany's. What a refreshing change from the movie Airplane. This movie has stood the test of time. It was very entertaining, very enjoyable. Would I say the leading lady is a role model for women? No, but it was a cute movie. I was really shocked at the start when that guy was like banging on her door and insisting that since he paid for dinner, she owed him something, which, I mean, I guess it was just like that back then. It was very shocking to me to see that. There was a couple of references like that in the film. And wow, women have come a long way, and men have come a long way. Like, kudos to men for not being such jerks. Like, just because you buy a girl dinner, it doesn't mean she owes you anything. Like, you made the choice to buy her dinner, and women are more than just sex objects. So this is really a snapshot in time, and you can really see how much like when men and humanity have evolved. And I'm really proud of that. Another thing I noticed about this film that is definitely a sign of the times are the cigarettes everywhere. Everyone is smoking. When you're in people's apartments, you can see just like cups of cigarettes, and everyone just goes and picks up a cigarette. And that's something that just doesn't happen anymore. So I thought that was really interesting too. Really like an interesting like snapshot time capsule of what times were like back then. Another thing that I really thought was weird was like, how old was Doc? Like, he mentioned marrying Holly when she was 14, and he's like way older than 14. Like, how is that appropriate? And when Doc is like staking out the apartment building and trying to get Holly, and the neighbor comes down, and then Doc starts just like following him into the park and like approaching him and asking for his help. How does Doc know who this guy is? How does he know that he knows Holly? Why is he weirdly following him and asking him like for help? And like, what a great like example of bros before hoes, because he actually helps Doc. Like, he doesn't even know this guy. Like, what is he doing? Like, who wrote this? Were guys like this? Did people think guys were like this? Are guys like this? It was very fascinating. Let's read a little bit from the book. So, Breakfast at Tiffany's was directed by Blake Edwards, and it was created in 1961. So, Holly Golightly is the main character, played by Audrey Hepburn. And again, not a role model for women, but very entertaining. So, Holly Golightly won't thank you for referring to her origins in Texas. Not since she came to New York and found ways to allow grateful men to fund her glamorous existence. Anytime Holly is feeling blue, she takes a trip to Tiffany's, the only jewelry store worth browsing in. Audrey Hepburn is everyone's instant call-up image of Breakfast at Tiffany's. However, she nearly wasn't. The novel's author, Truman Capote, had always seen Marilyn Monroe in that role, but her drama coach vetoed the idea as Monroe was in the process of changing her image. Nonetheless, Hepburn always felt that she was miscast. So that is... That's really interesting. I haven't seen a lot of Audrey Hepburn's films. I do believe there are a couple of them in here. There's at least one more, I believe. So I'm interested to see what her acting work is and what she is like. I thought she did a great job in this film. I'm not sure... I mean, to portray a woman like this who just sponges off of rich men and I mean, basically she's just using them for their money and for a good time. Which, I mean, good for you. Good job. Way to do that. Like, I'm not judging. But for an actress to play a character like that, like especially, like they mentioned, like Marilyn Monroe trying to change her image, I guess it's an interesting character to play. But it is an iconic movie. It was very enjoyable to watch. If you haven't seen it, it's worth the time. Super cute. The cat is super cute, and yeah, it was really great. I haven't decided what I'm going to watch next week. I know I've been picking movies at random, but I have noticed that there are a couple of old movies that are on streaming services that I have, and I've noticed that my sister has 28 movies from this book that I don't have, and a lot of them that I haven't seen. So I might start just like going through her collection and picking a couple. So we'll be surprised next week what we're gonna see.